You ever stare at like a spreadsheet packed with sales numbers but still feel you're missing something? Like, what are customers really thinking? Feeling.
Oh, absolutely. It's a classic business problem, right?
Yeah,
Measuring the intangibles like loyalty, satisfaction, it's tough.
it really is. How do you capture something that feels, well, almost like missed? Transaction data only tells you so much.
Exactly. You see the what, but not always the why. And getting to that why is, well, everything.
And that is exactly why we're doing this deep dive today. We're going to pull back the curtain on the Net Promoter Score. You've probably heard of it, NPS.
It's pretty widely used.
Yeah, and it's designed specifically to tackle that question. Think of it as a shortcut, maybe, to understanding how customers feel, and crucially, if they'd actually recommend you.
It's more than just another tick box survey, though. It's a pulse check, a
Yeah.
fundamental one. Gets right to the heart of the customer relationship.
So our mission today, we're going to unpack NPS. We'll start with that super simple question it asks and go all the way to what it means for, actual business growth.
We'll cover why it matters, the calculation, what the scores really signify.
And most importantly, how you can actually use it to make things better.
Yeah, and for this, we're leaning on a really fantastic resource, a guide called Mastering the Net Promoter Score, NPS. It gives a great comprehensive view.
Okay, let's start right at the beginning. What is NPS at its core?
Fundamentally, it's a metric. It measures customer satisfaction, customer loyalty, but it zooms in on one specific thing: recommendation likelihood.
How likely are your customers to stick their neck out and tell a friend or colleague about you?
That's the genius of it, really. It's simplicity. It all hangs on this one question.
Which is?
How likely are you to recommend this product or service to a friend or colleague? Simple as that.
And they answer on that 0 to 10 scale, right? 0 is no way. 10 is absolutely, definitely.
Exactly. 0, not at all likely. 10, extremely likely.
It almost sounds too simple sometimes, doesn't it? Like, can one question really tell you that much?
That's the thing. It's why it's more than just feedback. It really is a business intelligence metric. The simplicity makes it easy to answer honestly, cuts through survey fatigue.
Ah, okay. So people are more likely to just give a quick, honest number.
Yeah, and it taps into something basic.
Yeah.
We recommend things we genuinely like and value, so it gives you surprisingly actionable data.
You called it business intelligence. What kind of intelligence are we talking about beyond just happy or unhappy?
Well, it gives you a direct line into the emotional connection customers have with your brand. Specifically, it helps you instantly spot your biggest fans.
Your advocates.
Your promoters, yeah. The ones who are out there singing your praises. And just as importantly, it flags the unhappy ones, the detractors.
Okay, so knowing who the fans and the critics, what's the immediate takeaway for a business?
It gives you a really clear direction for where to improve, for starters. But here's where it gets super interesting, especially if you care about the bottom line.
Which is everyone, right?
Pretty much. NPS has predictive power. It really does. Higher NPS scores tend to track very closely with faster growth and lower customer churn.
Okay, now you're talking. So a good score today suggests maybe better growth tomorrow?
Often, yes. Think about brands known for loyalty. Apple, Amazon, companies like that, they consistently have high NPS scores. It's not just vanity. It reflects that powerful customer relationship that drives their success. It's almost a leading indicator.
That's compelling. Okay, so how do we actually get this magical number? Let's walk through the calculation. The source laid it out pretty clearly.
Right. 3 basic steps.
Yeah.
Step 1, you run the NPS survey. You ask that one question, get the 0 to 10 rating.
How do you send it out?
Loads of ways. Emails common or in-app pop-ups, text messages. You can even build it into your CRM tools, whatever works for reaching your customers.
Okay, so you collect the responses. Then what? Just average the score?
No, not an average. That's key. Step 2 is you categorize everyone based on their score. This is where the 0 to 10 scale splits people up.
Right, the 3 groups.
Exactly. First, you've got detractors. These are the people who gave you a score from 0 to 6.
0 to 6. That's a pretty wide range for unhappy.
It is. But generally, these folks are dissatisfied. They might complain publicly, leave bad reviews, or just churn out. They're a risk.
Okay, 0 to 6 detractors. Then
Then you have the passives. They scored you a 7 or an 8.
7 or 8 seems okay. Like, not terrible.
It's okay. They're satisfied, generally. But they're not enthusiastic. They probably won't recommend you. And honestly, they might jump ship if a competitor offers something slightly better. They're kind of neutral, maybe a bit vulnerable.
Right. Satisfied but indifferent. And the last group?
The promoters. These are your stars. They scored you a 9 or a 10.
9 or 10, the super fans.
Yep. Loyal, enthusiastic, they love what you do, and crucially, they're likely to recommend you. They're basically free marketing, driving that word-of-mouth growth. Pure gold.
Okay, so you've sorted everyone. Detractors 0, 6, passive 7, 8, promoters 9, 10. Now step 3, the actual calculation. How does that work?
It's surprisingly simple. The formula is just NPS, percentage of promoters, minus percentage of detractors.
So you ignore the passives in the calculation itself.
You do. They don't count for or against the final score. So let's use that example from the source material. Say you survey 100 people.
Okay.
And you find 45 are promoters, that's 45%, 25 are passives, 25%, and 30 are detractors, 30%.
Right. 45 promoters, 30 detractors.
Your NPS is 45% minus 30%. So
Yeah.
45 minus 30.
Equals plus 15.
Exactly. Your NPS is plus 15
And the score is always a number, not a percentage, right? Somewhere between a negative 100
if everyone's a detractor.
and plus 100.
If everyone's a promoter,
Yeah.
expressed just as a number.
So you get your score, say, plus 15. What does that actually tell you? Is plus 15 good, bad, average?
Well, that's where interpretation comes in.
Yeah.
Generally speaking, anything below 0 is a problem.
Means more detractors than promoters. Red flag.
Big red flag. Needs urgent attention. If you're between, say, 0 and 30.
Like our plus 15 example.
Right. That's often seen as a decent starting point. It shows you have fans, but there's definitely room to improve, to convert more passives, or address detractor issues.
Okay. What about higher scores?
Get between 30 and 70, and that suggests pretty strong customer loyalty. You're likely doing a lot of things right. Customers are generally happy.
And the top tier? Above 70.
Above 70 is typically considered excellent, world-class even. That usually means you've got a really exceptional customer experience dialed in.
But you mentioned something important earlier. Context.
Oh, hugely important. What counts as good varies a lot by industry.
Ah, okay. So plus 15 might be amazing in one sector, but just in another.
Precisely. Some industries, like maybe telecommunications or airlines historically, might have lower average NPS scores, so a positive score there could be great. Others, maybe like certain software categories, might have higher benchmarks. You have to benchmark against your industry.
Right. Don't just compare your plus 15 to Apple's plus 70 without knowing the landscape.
Exactly. Understand your context first.
Okay, so let's say you've got your score, you understand the industry context. Now the big question, what do you do about it? How do you use this feedback to actually improve things?
This is where the rubber meets the road. Strategy time, first thing, and maybe the most critical, follow up with your detractors.
The 0 to 6 crowd, reach out to them.
Absolutely. Directly. Ask them why they gave that score, what went wrong, what could be better. Just listening can sometimes defuse the situation, and you get invaluable feedback on what's broken.
And sometimes, maybe, you can even win them back.
Sometimes, yeah. Showing you care and taking their feedback seriously can actually turn a detractor into maybe not a promoter overnight, but at least less likely to badmouth you.
Okay, deal with the detractors. What about the passives, the 7s and 8s? They're just there.
Don't ignore them. You need to engage your passives. They're sitting on the fence. Find out what's holding them back from being truly enthusiastic.
It's missing for them.
Exactly. Is it a specific feature? Is the pricing slightly off? Is customer support okay, but not great? If you can figure out that missing piece and deliver it, you have a really good chance of nudging them up into the promoter category. Huge opportunity there.
Convert the maybes into fans. Makes sense. And the promoters, the 9s and 10s, they're already happy. Just leave them be.
No way. You want to activate your promoters? These people love you. They want to help.
So leverage that.
Definitely. Encourage them. Ask them to write a review online. Ask for a testimonial. Maybe set up a referral program they can join.
Make it easy for them to spread the word.
Yes. And maybe reward them too. Give them early access to new features or some kind of loyalty perk. Show them you appreciate their advocacy. They are your best marketing asset. Treat them like it.
Okay, follow up detractors, engage passives, activate promoters. Anything else?
Crucially, you have to close the feedback loop. This applies to everyone, really. Meaning, if you collect feedback and then you act on it, you fix that bug a detractor complained about, or you add that feature a passive wanted, you need to tell people.
Show them their feedback wasn't just shouting into the void.
Exactly. Communicating that you listened and acted builds incredible trust and makes customers feel valued. It encourages more feedback in the future, too.
And this isn't just a one-off exercise, right? You don't just do one survey and call it a day.
Absolutely not. You need to measure consistently. Run NPS surveys regularly.
How often?
Depends on the business. Maybe monthly, maybe quarterly. Or maybe trigger it after specific key moments in the customer journey, like after onboarding or a support interaction. The point is to track trends over time. Are your efforts working? Is the score going up, down? Why? It's an ongoing conversation.
Makes sense. It's a continuous improvement cycle fueled by customer feedback. Now, practically speaking, how do businesses manage all this? Sending surveys, tracking scores, categorizing. Sounds like it could get complex. Are there tools for this?
Oh yeah, tons of tools out there to make this easier. On the simpler side, you can use general survey platforms.
Like SurveyMonkey or Google Forms.
Exactly. Typeform, SurveyMonkey, Google Forms, they can all handle the basic question and data collection.
But if NTS is really central to your strategy, are there more specialized options?
Definitely. There are NPS-specific tools designed just for this. Think Delighted, Ask Nicely, Bootrick. They often have features built around NPS best practices, like automated follow-ups based on score.
Okay. And what about bigger platforms?
Then you have broader customer experience tools. Qualtrics, Hotjar, Get Feedback. These often include NPS alongside other feedback methods and provide deeper analytics.
And integrations. Do they play nice with things like Salesforce or HubSpot?
Many of them do. Good CRM integrations are pretty common. You can often trigger surveys, store scores, and manage follow-ups right within your existing HubSpot, Salesforce, Intercom, Zendesk, whatever you use.
So the key is finding one that fits your workflow.
Yeah, find something that integrates well, lets you automate where possible, segment your responses easily, and makes that crucial follow-up process smooth.
Okay, so let's try and bring this all together then. We've covered a lot of ground.
We have.
Net Promoter Score, NPS. At its heart, it's simple, that one question, but it unlocks really powerful insights into customer loyalty and sentiment.
Right. And if you consistently collect that feedback, categorize it into detractors, passives, promoters, and then critically act on it.
Following up, engaging, activating.
And closing that loop, yeah. The benefits are tangible. You can reduce churn, you boost that invaluable word-of-mouth growth, you get a better handle on your product market fit.
Improve overall satisfaction and really build a community of people who champion your brand.
Exactly. It's a virtuous cycle.
So the final thought for everyone listening, what does all this mean for your approach to your customers? Maybe the key takeaway is this. NPS isn't really just a metric you track on a dashboard.
No, it's more fundamental than that.
It's a mindset, isn't it? A commitment to actually listen in deeply to what your customers are telling you and then having the courage and the process to act on that feedback. That ultimately feels like the real key to long-term success.